Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So we're now on day 2 of Murky Heart of Madness. The relic is available now, and what I want to do in today's episode is actually focus on the Chromatic boss. You can see here I actually don't have any of the cards that I need for the event. I got the Warden for my collection hero, and so I'm not gonna, be able to go after this deck. Just to remind you again, for this particular deck, you really need the Master Collection card to make it worth your while. The best team makeup is going to be, your Master card plus 4 of the event cards here. This is what's going to get you the most number of power gems. And if you add in your relic as well, that's where you're going to get the combination of your power gem plus earth gem and getting your battle skills, filled up. But I'm not going to talk about the mechanics as much today because I don't have the deck to show you. But I do want to go over the Chromatic boss because, I enjoyed it a lot. I think that this is one of my favorite boss types in a long time. It really encourages, different deck building. And I've been just, playing around with it pretty much all day. So let's take a look here. We're at level 300. This is the maximum level right now. You do start at level 100 and you go up by level 10 levels each time, so you don't have to grind anymore. So you go through 10 levels, and each time you defeat the boss, you get these victory medals as well as trophies. Now the trophy count at level 300 is quite nice at 21 million. And these victory points are going to go towards your victory collection, but you do need a combination of both your victory points as well as the tokens that you get from the actual solo bosses themselves. Now, Chromatic boss, let's go back and take a look here. So what we know about Chromatic bosses is that it has a specific aegis that if you bring in multiple heroes of the same affinity, it will actually disable all but one of them. And so if you bring in a team of all greens, only one of them will be available, and it's at random, so you don't know which one is going to be available, and so you're really going to be left in the dust. So the best way to counteract the boss is to bring in what we call a rainbow deck. So what I prepared here is I have 4 decks that I have prepared that can take down the boss at level 300. 3 of them can actually do it using just a single 3 keys, and one of them will be for a more it's a 9 key team for those of you who may not have the kind of cards that I'm going to be showing. So I'm trying to enable different people with different card options to see if this is something that can be useful for you. And we'll talk about the strategies behind this. Now, I don't want to take credit for all 4 of these decks. 2 of these are actually something that I saw from others, so I do want to give credit to them. So one of them is this deck here using Christine as a leader. This is thanks to Salvatore from Fuse, and also Frankie deck, which is from Frankenslayer. So I am going to show these 2. Both of these are 3. You can do it with 3 key. And there's also a question that I've received in the past about how do you use a single ultra rare or a single ultra rare type card for a Halloween deck type. And so I thought I would try this out. This does work. It's a little bit more risky, but we can give this a try as well. So this is a deck that I came up with to try to defeat the boss. And then finally, we have the Warriors deck. This is a deck that boosts all Warriors, and this is a 9 key deck rather than a single key. Now, there are other options available as well. What I'm not showing you is there's another type of deck out there, and that is a Revive and Nuke type deck. Now, I don't have Macrine, so if you have Macrine, it will really help out, but we'll talk about it a little later. So first, let's go into 2 of the decks that we talk about. So let's go with this one because this is really easy to show. So this one actually uses 4 Albinus cards, and you can see here 3 of the cards are already disabled, but that's okay. So the goal here is you want to activate the Frankenstein's battle skill, and then you want to wait a couple of turns. And what you can see here is I have 111,000 in health, and that is quite a nice health that allows me to survive at least 3 to 4 turns. And the reason this works is because Albinus Reborn has a and now I'm actually gonna just go ahead and use the skill here. So right now we're on turn 3 at 100 intensity with Frankie. I do have him at awaken once. I'm going to use his battle skill. You can see it dealt 17 million damage. And so that was a really easy team. So I really want to say, thanks to Frankenslayer for that suggestion there. So let's go back and talk about that team. So with this team, the reason why this works, as I was saying earlier, Albinus Reborn has a passive that increases the health of your creatures by 25%. Now, and also what I don't know is if this is applied across all 4 of them. If you were to bring in a regular boss, for example, all 4 of these cards will boost each other's health. And so bring in a team like this, actually, usually you have a very, very high health count. And in this case, even though 3 of them were disabled, you can see I still got 111,000 health. That really helped with survivability. And with these type of nukes, it's and with the type of deck that you have to bring in for a rainbow deck, health is going to be very important. Okay, so that was an example right there that, if you don't have the cards, Albinus Reborn is available in the dust shop. You can get them using the 20 dust. Really easy to get 4 of them. I have 3 of them maxed just because I wanted, at level 300, you do need to bring the level higher so that you can get enough health. The boss deals 27,000 damage. Okay, so just for reference point. And I do have Frankenstein awakened 1 time at max level. Frankenstein is also available in the dust shop. Now, the second one uses Christine. So Christine is a defender, and she also provides 200% health for all defender heroes. And so what you want to do here is you want to bring in 2 other defender heroes, 1 fire and 1 water. So I have Vulcan's Revenge and for fire, and then I have the beast already max level. You can also bring in Lothar. Lothar is the other option for a water, and I believe one of the most recent earth water defenders, wardens is also a defender, so you can also bring that in. So with these 3, you're going to get sufficient health in 1 key to also survive 1 hit, and that's critical because then it allows you to bring in Lady Aegisthus to do a full heal plus a turn delay, and then again we will use Frankenstein to nuke down. So you sort of see the pattern here. Nuking is really the easiest way to defeat these boss. So now let's go through with this. So the relics. So the relics I'm bringing in are actually all corrupt relic because I want to also increase the intensity of Frankenstein. And so again, it's the same idea here, but the goal here is to make sure that I try and activate Lady Aegisthus' skill, because I need to be able to do a heal. So you can see right now I got her activated, and I only have 1 shot here, so I have to basically do a full heal, and then I have 2 turns now to try and activate, to try and get Frankenstein's skill activated. And so I think I'll be able to do that because I see there was a good drop. And so again, I'm going to just do the hit here because I only have 2 turns. So this one, you have to act a little faster. And with Frankenstein leveled to the way it is, all you need is 3 turns. And that was what you get by having a full heal plus a 2-turn delay. And you actually get 1 more turn because you know that you can get hit 1 more time without dying. And that gives you that extra buffer to take out the boss if you need it to. And so if Frankenstein is a little bit lower powered, that extra turn will then give you additional intensity to deal the extra damage that you need. Now we're going to go into the other deck that I have, the one that uses Eternal Chronos as the leader. So Eternal Chronos will actually, provide 300% damage and health for all Light Fable heroes. So really, I'm just boosting my own character here. This is going to be my win condition. Eternal Chronos is going to be the team that I will be, the character I'll be using to deal the damage. And then the goal here is to use Contessa to actually do a turn delay, because I needed Mondo Nihil as well as Wende to actually revive and to I try to use the damage boost from there, but really I'm just using them for revive here. And so let's go in, and I brought in Voluptas because she also will generate intensity every turn passively. So it will help out my Eternal Chronos build up intensity to build light gems. So let's go ahead and give this a try. So you can see here the health is really low, it's only 16,000. So the goal here is to match as many red gems as possible. That's why I put my 2 red gem relics at the end so that I could actually activate Contessa. And so after I activate Contessa, I will have exactly 2 turns to activate Chronos. And so during this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Contessa, and then I'm going to also make sure that I can activate Chronos's battle skill. So fill up the gauge, and while I have the battle skill ready for Wednesday, might as well also go for it. And so, and now I'm also going to just do another attack using Mondo Nihil, and then go ahead and activate Chronos. And let's hope that we actually were able to deal enough damage using this right here. And you can see that that's the risk right there. It was so close. I think if I had matched that last light gem that I didn't see, I could have actually been able to take it down. And so that's the risk right there, where it doesn't generate quite enough power gem. Now I could theoretically bring in Lady Aegisthus if I can also power up the dark gem. So that's another option as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and use this. This is one of the more safe teams. This is really, really easy to use. And so if you can use this team, I think you'll have a really easy time with your Chronos boss. But let's go ahead and just finish up the boss. I'm just going to go ahead and activate. I want to make sure that I don't end up dying if possible. So I do need to activate. The drops is really bad. Okay, good. I can survive this one last hit, and then I'll use Frankie's skill to take him out. So as I'm talking about how easy this deck is, I actually had a hard time. All right, so let's go on to our last team. So this is going to be a 9-key attack team. So this uses warriors. So there are a few cards that can actually boost a warrior, and Quack is one of them. Raquel is another one. She also boosts herself, which is nice because Quack is actually an attacker, but he boosts damage 20%, 200% damage for all water heroes. Let's talk about this team. Again, this is not necessarily guaranteed because you need to sort of get used to this team. So what I recommend is build this. Once you build this team out, practice it on a campaign or something. Don't waste the keys on this boss until you're comfortable. But your win condition is actually going to come from the combination of Orsang and Guru Pachyscept. So Guru Pachyscept, obviously, because it's Earth Hero, so you want to get that affinity bonus. So what happens here is this is sort of the way I'm thinking about it. I brought in Nighthawk as well as Guru Pachyscept to do passive heal. So you're going to see I'm going to get the passive 5% heals. Another option is I actually had originally put in the event card, the support card from this event in here. She also does a good job, but then you're going to switch it up and use Mondo Nihil, you're going to use Nighthawk as the win condition, because what you want to do is you want to use Orsang's ability to generate power gems as well as Thula's ability to create weak affinity power gem to power up Guru, who's going to then deal the damage. And as a commander, you can also deal some good damage there. So make sure you don't activate Quack's ability. And the way you want to structure the relic here is I put in as many of the god relics as I could, just so I could increase the intensity for him to create more gems. And then I'm gonna try and also activate Orsang's abilities as often as possible because he will create like power gems. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So first things first. This is good. So I'm already creating a couple of power gems there, and with Orsang, the way you want to work is you want to make sure that you can basically do 3 matches, and every 3 matches he's going to create more light power gems. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this, and while I'm here, I'm also going to try to activate Thula's or fill up Cthulhu's battle skill. Now you can see that I'm healing a little bit, although I'm not healing quite sufficiently, but this is buying me the time that I need to actually get more gems. And so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see here. I think I need to do one more, maybe I need to do one more attack. I need to do more attacks, but I'm also running out of time, so I want to make sure that I am not wasting too much time there. So go ahead and activate Cthulhu. You can see that I am just creating some power gems there, and also I'm going to activate Orsang now. And I have Relic that will passively basically create more power gems. And as I'm building up intensity as well, I'm just going to let the board fill up with gems. And then what I can then do is activate Guru Pachycept. Okay, and then use this time to then basically deal in. I think I should be able to deal enough damage. So I had 25.9 million points. This is 9 keys, so I expected to be able to deal at least that much, but that's sort of like, the way I was playing this deck. So this is a 9 key deck. You can see, I don't believe you'll be able to survive with this using just 3 keys. But again, like I try to also use cards that are more recent, so it's more obtainable for those of you who might have played a few events. And so that's pretty much the 4 decks I wanted to show. Again, shout out to all of you who have already given me ideas, or I couldn't show all of them, especially since I don't have Matt Green. So that was really the most effective. But even though I don't have more decks to show you, what I want to talk about before I go is these cards here. So Mondo Nighthill and Wende, as well as, let's show you one more, Fire Commander. I think it's a creature card, and that's Borari. And also, the 4th one, Macreen. These all are cards that will also give you revive, and it gives you 50% attack for 2 turns. And what you can do is, if you can pair all 4 of them together, it actually will give you 200% increase. Right, so it stacks, so you get additional 200% increase of your attack, and then you can use the nuke ability to take down the boss. Macreen is a really good candidate for that if you have a lot of relics, and he can attack 3 times with affinity bonus and the 200% attack bonus. You're going to have you're going to have a pretty easy time with it. Oh, and one last thing, there's a big difference. There's something you need to know about the leader's skills. So if you brought in a card, let's say you brought in this card. Sorry, this is a long video, but I want to make sure that I talk about this. So let's say you have Maledictive Flemen at 6 stars. He actually will provide 200% damage for all attacker heroes. This leader skill will not boost the nuke damage. So this is a very important thing to note. So if you bring this in, you're not going to see an increase in your attack damage, because the leader skill boosts damage rather than attack. So in order to bring your nuke damage higher, you actually need to increase attack by either leveling the card higher, or bring in a relic to increase it, or have another card such like an ultra rare that will actually say boost attack of your card. So that's a very important thing to note here as you're building a deck. This should help out. So that's all for this episode today. Thanks for your time. Please let me know if this is helpful. Give me feedback, and also reach out to me if you like. I am on the network app, so I'll put my in-game name in the description as well. So if you wanted to reach out, ask any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for your time. Hope you're having a good time, enjoying the event, and I will see you next time. Take care.